Say man, how y'all doing? I go by the name of Mr. Classics, and welcome to Jambox 101 Music Productions for Beginners Reasons. And I would like to thank everybody. I apologize for the audio technical difficulties with the first video, and I appreciate y'all going ahead and looking at it anyway. But because you did that, man, I'm gonna do it again, and that ain't the way I handle things, man. You know what I mean? There been some kind of paranormal activity going on with this stuff, man, and Eve said, "Who drank my apple juice?" Well, Eve, I got your apple juice, so I'm drinking it. Don't get mad at me drinking your apple juice. But we're gonna get this going, man. And what this is, what I'm gonna go through with you on is the same thing as the beginning sessions and like what I did in Cubase. The same thing in Reason, same procedure, a little different. Same thing, different DAW. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I am working in Reason version 10, as you can see right there. 10, it might need an update, might be time for it. I'm gonna be upgrading to 11 pretty soon anyway. I'm just taking the time out to teach y'all what I'm teaching y'all before I upgrade, before I start back producing and making my beats and going in. I got a lot of things in the working right now. But in the meanwhile, I'm gonna make sure that I teach my students what I need to teach them, because that's what I do. Y'all bear with me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get this video done. Ain't gonna let this mess stop me from doing it. I got to handle business and the show must go on. So we're gonna go into preferences right here. Preferences. And the first thing I want to point out to you before we get started is right here where it says theme. So right now I got it set on dark, and you can, as you can see right here, my DAW is in like a charcoal gray, dark charcoal gray, light gray. Uh, you can also go to the default, which is the light gray, and then they have like a dark blue that you can select. And if you select that, now in order for that to work, you have to select it, shut down Reason, and then reopen it. And then when you reopen it, then it'll open up in that color, whatever color that you set. All right. So with that being said, first thing you want to be look at is your audio settings. Your audio settings, and right here I have my audio device, which is my Universal Audio Thunderbolt. You want to make sure whatever your interfaces is that they set there. Sample rate 44.1. That's your sample rate, and yeah, kilohertz. And your buffer size, which is 512. That's a middle area, kind of like a middle ground between where the computer will process your audio and your MIDI recordings well. So I like to keep that in the gray area. Remember what I taught you about the latency settings? If you want to look at that, you look at my video on in Cubase on latency settings, and you can look at this one too once it's done. But that's what you want to set it at. Everything here is pretty much standard. I don't mess with that too much. If you want to know about that, go in the help section. That's why I say it's important to purchase these AWs. Don't don't go and mic keep shutting off, retarded. Anyway, we're gonna keep on going. But just remember that Universal Audio Thunderbolt 441K 512 when you're working in Reason. It's for all you Reason users or beginning Reason users. That's your settings. Next thing you want to go to is your control surfaces right here. And as you can see, that says what Novation Automap Control. Right now, I don't have that controller hooked up right now. And I'll let you see. So that controller right there is the one that I used to have set up, but Reason still recognizes it. And this is the one that I got hooked up right now. My complete A49 by Native Instruments is what I'm using right now. So if you go here, you can go auto. You can I'm not gonna auto detect, but you can go here, and if you go here, you have manufacturers. Whichever one you use, if you got a Kai or let as you can see, right here, um, it does recognize the MIDI input, complete control A49. So it does recognize it. So my sounds will go through there because Reason is saying, well, I recognize this. I recognize you have these controllers, and whenever I hook them up, I can, reset the auto map with them, and, I'm all set. So with that being said, just remember, if you want to change your theme, general tab, go right here, set it to whatever one you want to set it to, excuse me. Set it to one, whatever you want to set it to, dark, blue, whichever one, dark blue default. Shut it down, restart it, and your theme will be set. Go to your audio tab, make sure you're at 441K for your sample rate, 512 for your buffer size, and leave everything else standard. And you know what I mean? Check and see, do an auto detect or auto detect first to see if your MIDI controller manufacturer is listed in here. And you select it. And Reason to set everything else for you. I said what I just said again since my computer shot. I said we're gonna make it through this regardless. That's what I said. You know, this mic is acting crazy. I'm put this computer in the shop, but we're gonna get this video done. So this is your mixer right here. That's your master fader right there. That's your compressor right there on your master track, so you can do your top down um, mixing. You can press from the top down, from your master all the way down. And that's your fader. You got your input, so you can do your input gain right here. You do input gain. You got your compressor right here, your gate, your low pass filter, high pass filter, EQ button. We're gonna get to that in a minute too. We have your this is your EQ section, your high mid, low frequency. You got your inserts where you can put your effects in, your sends, you know, and all that good stuff like that. And you can also collapse. All right. So with that being said, we got that right there. Now, I'm gonna show you how to bring up this EQ. Um, so this button right here, just click on that button. Boom. There you go. From your mixer. That just turned blue. Turn it off. Turn it on. And that button is on your it's right above your low pass and high pass on your strip for that channel. So you should see it there. Now I'm gonna leave this right here. Now before I got started, I was, you know, like messing around with my drum tracks and, you know, doing some gain staging and all that. And I'm gonna show you that too. I did a little bit of EQ, you know, just for the kick, you know. And also, well, let's go into it now. Let's go into that right now. Um, that right there. This right here. Okay. I might have to shrink this a little bit. Now, with these, you see that? They got their own. Yeah, so the levels and the tone, they changed because, you know, I set them. Those was the only two I did, you know what I mean? So for the most part, that, and which one is it? That one. So these are the ones I be using. And yeah, 1, 2, 3. So those are the ones that I be using, you know, for my, you know, kind of display for making my beats. You know, I'm gonna play something live for you, and I'm gonna let you see that I'm doing it live, so you'll know, hey, I'm about what I'm about. Now, the next thing I want to show you is, you know, also my gain staging. You know, I got the gain staging set, and remember what I told you about the VU meter, right? You want that at 18. Uh, I got it calibrated at 18. So basically, that needle's gonna be right in this area as I, you know what I mean, play the kick. Got to take my computer to the shop because it's acting up. Might have to get an antivirus or something. But anyway, you see that right there? See how that is? Snare might not get there. It's okay if that's there, not there, you know. So I got that right there, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna play a little something for y'all. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you can see. And I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention to this VU meter while I'm playing. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Played a little, you know, kind of demonstrated a little something for you so you can see kind of how that mapped out. I don't know, like I say, this mic messed up. I don't know if it stopped on me or not, but we're gonna do it again. You know what I mean? And plus, I like to get it right. You know what I'm saying? So if you could look at that, you probably seen how the meter was going. It was close to 18 dB. You know what I mean? But like I say, and with that being said, um, pretty much with your gain stage is kind of demonstrating that. Okay, the next thing I want to show you how to bring up your instruments. So you see where it says create, and we go create instrument. Well, not create instrument, but go down to create and instruments, and then you got everything right here. You got, you know, your amp, synth, your drum, you know, all your reason instruments right here. All your native instruments. If whatever plugins you got, you'll have a drop down for whatever sound plugins you have, Spectrasonic, Keyscape, Underspill, Trillion, all those good things like that. Then you got your effects, you know what I mean, your compressors, your reverbs, your, you know what I mean, your distortion, your compressors, you know, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Your all your effects from your other plugins that you have as well. So you also right here in the rack, right here in this rack right here, you have see where it says add device at? Right, right there. You click on that, and well, Let me shrink this up so you can see me. So you see that right there? That drop down menu. Same thing right there. You know what I mean? Instruments, reason instruments. You know what I mean? You got your reason devices, synthesizers, and all that stuff like that. Native instrument sounds, spectrosonic sounds. Same thing with the effects, reasons effects, all your reason, Focusrite, isotope, whichever ones you use. So if you want to select the instrument, you go there, and you can go to create up here, right there. All your effects. Same thing right here. Let you see what's going on. So all of that, you got that right there. Now I'm gonna show you this too. Window. So you want to know how to quantize? You go to your tool, show tool window right here. All right. So you got that. So you know that's how you quantize. You can select the values or whatever you want. 1/8, 1/16. Want to tighten up to 132 or 64, and you got it. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? So with that being said, just remember what I told you. You know what I mean? About going to, like I say, before you get started, going into preferences, you know, mainly your audio. You know what I mean? Control panel settings, make sure that's right. Make sure your audio settings right. Remember what I taught you about that? If you need to know about that, go back to lesson one when I taught about latency on the first one. Just go into Jambox 101, MisterClassics YouTube, and you look at that right there. You know what I mean? You know, and there it is. And you know what I mean? Selecting your plugins. See that right there? Selecting all your plugins. Selecting your sounds. So select all your sounds, and you got that right there. Remember what I told you about the gain staging, and what I did with the gain staging is selected these, adjusted the volume, and then I came back and did the play on it, just like I demonstrated earlier, to make sure everything is at a good volume. Remember, you recording for volume and not peak levels. So with that being said, to show uh, my proof, what I'm gonna do before I leave is that I'm gonna demonstrate one of my tracks that I produced in here, and I'll let you hear that, and we'll close it up. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Open up, look at threes, man. Since I like, I like the threes, man. I likes the threes. So this is one of my productions. I called it. I just called it "Look at Threes" because it's because of the way that I got the cadence on it. But here it goes. That's why I call it "Look at Threes." Why I call it "Look at Threes." Mm-hmm. I'll forgive me, man. This mixer look a little blurry, but that's what we're dealing with now. Multitasking here, so just bear with me. Yeah, man. So with that being said, I believe, as far as I know, we successfully made it to the end of this session, the end of this lesson. You know what I mean? And I think I'm gonna tip me up a little bit of Eve apple juice. You know what I mean? Eve, I'm drinking your apple juice again. You might get mad at me, but with that being said, I go by the name of Mr. Classics, and this is Jambox 101, music production for beginners. Reason I will have more lessons coming, but in the meanwhile, until I get the rest of them ready for you, feel free to watch this one. Yeah, and you be able to understand it a little bit better. But I'm not gonna drag my feet any longer. You know what I mean? And so, if you find this here beneficial to you, you know, you find these sessions beneficial to you, you just click the link up there at the top right here. Click the link at the top. You know what I mean? When the end screen come up, you know what I mean? Subscribe to the videos and everything. Break them down and study them. But until next time, I'll see you later. And hopefully, this won't be a mute like the next. But I think I'm gonna have to put this computer in the shop. We're gonna have to do something, but we're gonna get to the bottom of it to get it right. But as long as you learn, I'm all right. It's cool with me, and I'm glad, man, y'all watched the video, even though y'all couldn't hear the sound. I'm glad y'all watched it, man, and gave them views. So hopefully you can enjoy this from right here. With that being said, man, I go by the name of Mr. Classics. I'm out. See you later. I ain't gonna mess with it no more. You know what I'm saying? It's cutting up. I see y'all next time. Get ready for the next lesson, man. Mr. Classic Jambox 101, music production for beginner. Reason. Y'all take it easy. See you later.